Martin Zubimendi's shirt number could hint towards next Arsenal transfer. Latest Arsenal transfer news, as Martin Zubimendi's signing is confirmed by the club, with his squad number hinting at potential further activity in the summer market. Martin Zubimendi has completed his transfer to Arsenal. Martin Zubimendi is now an Arsenal player, but one key detail confirmed in his transfer from Real Sociedad could create a knock-on for one existing star. As Football.London reported, months of negotiations have culminated in the successful capture of Zubimendi. Even with Real Madrid popping up late in the process, the Spanish midfielder had agreed his switch 3 months prior, and nothing was changing his trajectory. Once I made the decision to leave, I set my sights on Arsenal because I think their style of play is a good fit for me, said the 26-year-old at his unveiling. It's a young, highly motivated and ambitious team. They have shown their potential recently, and I believe the best is yet to come. As soon as you set foot here, you realize how big this club and this team are. Andrea, Berta, and Mikel Arteta took excellent care of me, leaving me with no doubts whatsoever. This is a huge moment in my career. It's the move I was looking for, one I wanted to make. Of course, it's a big change, but I'm ready to get started. Mikel Arteta has his man, ready to fit right in for the start of pre-season on Monday, July 7th, with one eye on a possible club debut in the first friendly of the summer versus AC Milan on July 23rd. And with his arrival, it has already been confirmed, Zubimendi is to wear the squad number 36 upon his back whilst playing for the club. Martin Zubimendi sees his name and squad number on the back of an Arsenal shirt for the first time. The Spanish international had worn the number 4 shirt at Real Sociedad, but that is not an option at Arsenal because it is already occupied by defender Ben White. Still, no .36 holds significance for Zubimendi, as it is the one he wore after he first broke into his former club's senior team in 2018-19. Through to the end of the 2020-21 campaign. For Arsenal, it has not been a number typically occupied. However, it was actually used by 19-year-old goalkeeper Tommy Setford in his breakthrough season at the Emirates Stadium last year. Setford arrived with the Gunners from AFC Ajax's academy in July 2024, the deal being worth around €1 million, pound 860k. He was given the no .36 for his professional debut, which came a lot sooner than expected. David Raya was rested, and last season's loanee backup Neto being cup-tied, the teenager was thrust into Arteta's side at Deepdale, and he kept a clean sheet in that 3-0 Carabao Cup win versus Preston North End. The majority of Setford's minutes last term came playing for the academy's teams. Now approaching the new season, a new plan of action must be decided. Zubimendi having no .36 would mean he would have to be allocated a new squad number if he is to stay. Otherwise, there is the option of completing a loan switch for the season to gain valuable experience. Arteta is well stocked in the department, with Premier League Golden Glove winner Raya now backed up by £5 million signing Kepa Arrizabalaga. Amongst the younger contingent who can act as reserve are Karl Hein and Jack Porter, the latter also trusted in the Carabao Cup last season. Arsenal can save millions on Jokers and Sesko transfer alternative, but there's a reason they won't. The Gunners need a new striker in the summer transfer window. Huge Arsenal transfer updates on Victor Jokers and Benjamin Sesko have emerged. Arsenal's pursuit of a new striker continues, with now less than 2 weeks before Mikel Arteta and his squad travel out to the Far East for their pre-season tour of Singapore and Hong Kong. The transfer chase for a frontman has ebbed and flowed so far this summer, with Benjamin Sesko and Victor Jokers the two players most heavily linked with a move to the Emirates Stadium. 1 week Arsenal are close to signing Sesko, the next it is Jokers is on the verge of completing a deal. It feels like it will be one or the other come September 1st transfer deadline day. But should the Gunners turn their attentions elsewhere and make a move for a former transfer target instead? Ollie Watkins continues to be linked with a move away from Aston Villa, and Arsenal had a bid for the England man rejected in the January transfer window. Manchester United are thought to be interested in Watkins, who has previously admitted to being an Arsenal fan, and Villa could indeed be tempted to sell. Villa have a squad cost rules issue in that they need to drive down their wage bill. Having agreed with UEFA they would do so this summer and next summer. That involves getting players off the books. There are ways they can do that without sealing their biggest stars. But if a club came in with the right valuation, they would look to do a deal for Watkins to leave. However, Arsenal are unlikely to give Villa the price they would demand to sell Watkins. Arsenal offered Villa £40 million in January for the 29-year-old, a bid that was rejected out of hand, with Villa looking for a fee in the region of £60 million instead. Football.London understands Arsenal did not see £60 million as good value for money for the striker, and the finances did not add up for Mikel Arteta's side as a short to medium-term solution to their goal-scoring problems. If Villa were willing to accept a lower fee this summer, Arsenal may well be interested in making another move. The £60 million price tag is cheaper than what they will have to shell out for Gyökeres or Sesko, but Arsenal would be looking to drive the price down even more than that. Reports suggest Villa remain at that £60 million is their valuation for the striker, and Arsenal do not pursue a deal in this window. 5 Man United stars are told to stay away from training next week. Manchester United have told 5 of their unsettled stars to delay their return to preseason training. Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, Antony, Jadon Sancho, and Tyrell Malaysia will now not report with the rest of the squad at Carrington on Monday morning, and will have to wait until later in the month. United believe that is the best way forward, with all 5 players exploring moves away from the club this summer. They will still be given access to the medical and rehab facilities at Carrington should they want to come into the training ground, and be welcomed back if they cannot find a new club over the next few weeks. United's decision came after it emerged on Friday that Rashford was expecting to play a full part in preseason while he remains a United player. The 27-year-old, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Aston Villa after a fallout with Ruben Amorim, has been linked with Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Marcus Rashford, left, and Alejandro Garnacho, right, are part of a group of 5 players who have been told they do not need to report to Manchester United preseason training next week. Antony had a great spell on loan with Real Betis, and he is eager to leave Manchester United. United sources have confirmed that his No 10 shirt is being given to new £62.5 million signing Matheus Cunha, but added that Rashford will remain a significant part of the club's recent history and always be respected as one of United's most successful academy graduates. Garnacho, meanwhile, was told by Amorim to pray that he can find a new club this summer after upsetting the United boss with his reaction to being benched for the Europa League final against Tottenham. Napoli have an interest in Garnacho, while Chelsea and Tottenham are believed to be 2 of 3 Premier League clubs considering a move for the Argentina winger. Sancho was due to return to training after Chelsea paid a £5 million penalty rather than turn his loan at Stamford Bridge into a permanent deal worth up to £25 million. Juventus are interested in taking Sancho on loan, but can pay less than half of his £275,000 week wages. Antony had a successful loan spell at Real Betis in the second half of last season, and the Spaniards would like to keep him. However, they will have to negotiate a new deal with United that could see the Brazil winger return to Spain on loan with an obligation to buy him for a fee of around £30 million. Malaysia was also due back at United after PSV Eindhoven decided not to make his loan move permanent for £8.3 million, and knows he is unlikely to figure in Amorim's plans. Tyrell Malaysia, left, went on loan to PSV Eindhoven, but they chose not to make it permanent. Rashford's No 10 shirt has been given to Matheus Cunha, regardless of whether he leaves. Ruben Amorim returned to Manchester United's training ground ahead of preseason on Friday. Preparation for the new season picked up some momentum on Friday as Amorim and his staff returned to Carrington. Amorim was all smiles as he reported for duty at Carrington after enjoying time in his native Portugal, and he was soon joined by his coaching staff. Clad in a white t-shirt and light chinos, the 40-year-old took the time to shake hands with reporters behind the cameras before being filmed making his way inside. The head coach appeared to be the first to arrive on site, but he was quickly followed by his trusted lieutenants, including No. 2 Carlos Fernandes. United's players are due back from their summer holidays on Monday, while others will report back later in the week, and Amorim appeared keen to get a head start. He was afforded around a month off, having guided his side through a grueling post-season trip to Asia shortly after their final Premier League game. Mohamed Salah cuts holiday short after tragic death of Liverpool teammate Diogo Jota. Mohamed Salah is set to return to the UK on Friday, with the Liverpool star cutting his holiday short following the tragic death of teammate Diogo Jota in a car crash on Thursday morning. Mohamed Salah cut his holiday short after Diogo Jota's death. Reports from Egypt suggest that Salah will be returning to Liverpool earlier than planned, with a number of players expected to report for pre-season training on Tuesday, the 8th of July. Several Red Stars are predicted to return to Merseyside over the weekend as the football community continues to grieve the loss of Jota. The Portuguese forward and his younger brother, Andre Silva, were tragically killed in a car accident on Thursday morning in Zamora, Spain. It's understood that Jota was traveling to Santander to board a ferry back to England, following medical advice not to fly after lung surgery. Salah, who has been posting regular holiday photos on his Instagram account, has reportedly been spending time in Bodrum, Turkey, according to Turkey Today. The Egyptian ace has also visited Mombasa, Kenya, and Mykonos, Greece, but will now head back to the UK to start preparing for the upcoming season early, as reported by Yalakora. Salah and Jota helped fire Liverpool to the title. Liverpool players will soon begin their return to pre-season as they look to defend the Premier League in their teammates' memory. Salah, who signed a new contract at the end of last season to remain at Anfield, played 150 times alongside Jota. While tributes have been flooding in for Jota, Salah has, understandably, chosen to remain quiet on his colleague's passing for the time being. Meanwhile, Darwin Núñez, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, and Kaimhin Kelleher have all posted touching messages of condolence. Liverpool star Diogo Jota, dead at 28 as football world mourns, Liverpool's head coach Arne Slot, and the club's owners, Fenway Sports Group, also issued a poignant statement via the club's official website to pay their respects. Núñez took to Instagram to share an emotional message. "There are no words of comfort for so much pain. I will always remember you with your smile as a good companion on and off the field." Salah and Jota played 150 times alongside each other. "I send all my strength to his family. From where he is, I'm sure he will always be with you, especially his wife and 3 children. May Diogo and Andre rest in peace." Trent Alexander-Arnold, who played with Jota before moving to Real Madrid, expressed his grief. "It's so difficult to find the right words when your head and heart are struggling to accept that someone you care so much about has gone. Diogo, your family was your world. They were everything. For Rute, his children, and his parents, all of our hearts are broken. And for Andre as well. Brothers and best friends. When it's less painful, I want to remember Diogo with a big smile. So many laughs and happy moments. He was such a great teammate and a true friend. Forever number 20. Rest in peace, Diogo."